Have you ever looked at a billionaire and thought, what do they know that I don't? Not just about money, but about life, time, decisions, and thinking. If you've ever felt like you're meant for more, like there's a bigger life waiting for you, but you're stuck in loops of overthinking, fear, and playing small, this book is for you. Let me be clear, this is not a get-rich-quick guide. This is not a fantasy book full of billionaire quotes to make you feel good. This is a mental reprogramming manual. The difference between people who wish for success and those who build it? It's not money. It's not intelligence. It's not luck. It's mindset. But not the watered-down, believe-in-yourself stuff. I'm talking about the raw, strategic, aggressive mental patterns that billionaires use daily, often unconsciously, that 99% of people never even learn. In this book, I'll show you why your goals are too small and how to think 10x bigger, why your time management is broken, and how billionaires view time differently, why discipline, not motivation, builds empires, and how to rewire your decisions, habits, and beliefs to match the mindset of a billionaire. If you can adopt even 2-3 of these mental shifts, your life will never be the same. This isn't theory. These are the tools the world's wealthiest people live by. And once you flip the switch, you'll never think the same again. So, turn the page, turn on your brain, turn off your limits. And if you find this book valuable, subscribe to my newsletter, where I share deeper insights, raw truths, and mind-expanding ideas every week. Because this book is just the beginning. Let's unlock that billionaire brain of yours. Before you start, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Get more powerful audiobooks that help you become 1% better every day. Chapter 1. Burn the backup plan. If you want to take the island, burn the boats. Tony Robbins. How many times have you heard people say, I'll give this 6 months, and if it doesn't work, I'll go back to my old job. Or I'm Moss, trying this business, but I also applied for a few jobs, just in case. Sounds smart, right? Logical. Safe. But here's the truth no one tells you. The backup plan is your mental escape hatch, and every time things get hard, which they will, your brain will sprint for the exit. This is not how billionaires think. This is not how anyone builds anything legendary. The dangerous illusion of plan. Let's be honest, Plan B feels good. It gives you a fake sense of security. But here's the cold truth. Plan B distracts you from making Plan A actually work. Most people fail, not because they didn't have talent, not because they didn't have time or money. They fail because they never committed fully. They had a safety net underneath them, so they never jumped high enough. Think about it. Would you run faster if your life depended on it? Of course. That intensity is what full commitment looks like. Billionaires operate with that kind of urgency. They don't dabble. They decide. Comfort kills. Urgency comfort is the enemy of progress. The modern world makes it easy to play small. Family wants you to play it safe. Society celebrates stability over greatness. Friends will call you crazy for trying something bold. So you end up building a life around avoiding failure instead of chasing greatness. But billionaires are wired differently. They know one uncomfortable truth. If you have a way out, you'll take it when things get hard. Because here's what no one tells you. Success is always harder, slower, and more painful than expected. And if you have a second option, your brain will convince you to quit the first one. It's basic neuroscience. When your brain senses discomfort, it looks for the fastest way back to comfort. That's your backup plan. Burn it. What burning? The boats actually means now. Let's clarify something. Burn the boats doesn't mean act stupid. It doesn't mean quit your job without a plan, sell your house, and take wild risks. It means stop treating your dream like a hobby. If you want to start a business, stop working on it when you have time. Schedule real hours. If you want to be a content creator, don't post once a week and expect results. If you want to build wealth, stop relying on one paycheck and start building leverage. Billionaires don't dip their toes in. They dive in. Burning the backup plan is a mental decision. It's saying, I'm all in on this. I will find a way or make one. That switch in your brain is everything. Obsession is not optional. People think obsession is unhealthy. That's because they've been trained to be average. Look around. The best athletes, artists, creators, and entrepreneurs. They're all obsessed. Obsession is not a weakness, it's a superpower. Billionaires aren't balanced. They're not doing 10 different things at once, hoping one will take off. They get laser-focused. Elon Musk didn't build SpaceX and a clothing brand and a podcast. He focused. Jeff Bezos gave up a high-paying job to sell books online and risked everything. Steve Jobs didn't ask people what they wanted. He obsessed over creating what they didn't know they needed. They didn't need a plan B. They needed a plan A that worked. Pain is part of the price. Here's a hard truth. If you commit fully, it will hurt. You'll have days when nothing works. People will doubt you. You'll doubt yourself. That's normal. But when you've burned the backup plan, you don't quit. You adapt. Billionaires expect resistance. They don't waste energy being surprised when it comes. Instead of saying, "This is too hard," they say, "This is the cost of greatness." And they keep going. You'll need to make sacrifices. Less comfort now for more freedom later. Fewer parties now for bigger victories later. Less scrolling now for more learning, building and creating. Pain sharpens clarity. Burning the boats forces you to find a way. The science behind full commitment. Let's talk brain chemistry for a second. When you commit partially, your brain stays in conflict mode. It's trying to juggle options, and that kills focus. But when you commit fully, your brain turns on a different gear. One where energy, attention, and creative problem-solving all align behind a single mission. This is called goal-oriented focus activation. It's a real psychological shift. Once your brain realizes that there's no plan B, it will begin to rewire itself to make plan A happen. You'll start seeing new opportunities. Take bolder actions. Learn faster because there's urgency. Build resilience because quitting is no longer an option. It's not magic. It's biology. And billionaires use it to their advantage every day. Examples from the toplets bring it down to real stories. Howard Schultz, the man behind Starbucks, got rejected 242 times before finding an investor. He had every reason to quit, but he had already burned the boats. There was no going back. Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx, started with $5,000. No investors, no safety net. She sold fax machines door to door while building her idea. She didn't keep a plan B. She kept going. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper for not being creative enough. His first animation company went bankrupt, but he kept going because Plan A was his only plan. Why most people never make it. Here's the brutal truth. Most people don't fail because they lack skills. They fail because they stay half in. They never gave themselves a real shot. They played it safe. They kept the old job, the old mindset, the old habits, while hoping for a new life. You cannot build a new future with an old identity. You have to kill the comfort version of you. No more. I'll try. Let's see what happens. Maybe, if I get lucky, start saying, I'll make it happen. This is happening, no matter what. There is no plan B. 9. What burning the plan B looks like in real life. Here are small but real ways to burn the backup plan. Tell people your goal publicly. Now you're accountable. Cancel the job applications and commit to building your own path. Uninstall. Distractions from your phone. Set a real deadline. Not one day, but by this date. Invest your own money. Skin in the game builds urgency. Hire a mentor. Pay for speed. No fallback. Create daily rituals that reinforce your plan. Identity. Burning the boats isn't one big move. It's hundreds of small daily decisions that say, this is who I am now. 10. Final word. All in or don't bother. Billionaires don't succeed because they have more luck. They succeed because they go all in on a vision long before anyone believes in it. If you want the life few people have, you must be willing to do what few people will. Burn the boats, kill the backup plan, and trust yourself enough to go all the way in, because the real magic happens after the point of no return. Chapter 2. Think 10x, act 100x. If you want massive success, stop aiming for small wins. Dan Sullivan. Let me start with a harsh truth. Most people think too small and move too slow. They think in linear steps. Get a good degree, get a decent job, save some money, retire by 60. Meanwhile, billionaires think in exponential leaps. They ask, how can I create something so big that it changes the game? Then they back it up with massive, uncomfortable action. This chapter is your wake-up call to break out of the average algorithm. If Chapter 1 was about burning the fallback plan, this chapter is about amplifying the forward plan. Let's go deep, The problem with linear thinking. Most people are taught to think in straight lines. You earn $1, you save 20%. You work 40 hours, you get paid X. You launch one product, you wait for slow growth. It's safe, predictable, and painfully slow. Billionaires don't think this way. They understand a powerful truth. The biggest cost in life is thinking too small. Thinking small is expensive because it keeps you in survival mode. It attracts average problems. It guarantees average results. Let's say you want to make $100,000 this year. A normal mind asks, how can I earn $8,333 month? A 10x mind asks, what business model would let me make $100,000 in 1 week? Their answer changes everything. Your strategy changes. Your risk tolerance increases. Your creativity activates. The questions you ask dictate the life you live. What is 10x thinking? 10x thinking means multiplying your goal by 10, even if it sounds impossible. If your goal is to help 100 people, think about helping 1,000. If you want to make 1 lakh taka, aim for 10 lakh. If you want 10 clients, think of how to serve 100. Why? Because 10x thinking forces you to challenge your assumptions. Stop doing what's comfortable. Upgrade your systems, team, and tools. Most people fail not because their goals are too big, but because they're too small and boring. When your goal is big enough, it pulls you. You don't need motivation to chase a mission that matters. The science of big thinking. Your brain has a filter system called the reticular activating system, RAS. When you think small, your brain only sees small solutions. But when you set a 10x goal, your brain opens up. It starts searching for bold ideas, hidden leverage, and better strategies. Example, if you set a goal to make 10,000 BDT this month, you'll probably sell low-ticket products, do some freelance work longer hours. But if your goal is 100,000 BDT this month, you'll be forced to launch a digital product, find influencers to promote it, build a funnel, automate outreach, run ads. Bigger goals force better behavior. The other half Act 100x now. Here's the missing piece most motivational books ignore. Thinking. 10x is useless unless you act 100x. Thinking big gives you vision, but action gives you results. Most people think big for 1 hour, then scroll TikTok for 3. They write goals in journals, then go right back to their average routine. Billionaires think huge, and then act insanely hard and fast. While others debate, they decide. While others plan, they move. While others worry about perfection, they launch. Speed is the ultimate advantage in a world that's moving fast. What? Sam Altman in A Digital World. Slow equals dead. You have to build urgency into your system. Why most people are stuck in 1x mode. Here's the cycle most people are trapped in. They think small because that's what they've been taught. They act slow because they're scared of failing. They get average results, which reinforces small thinking. Repeat. It's a death loop. To break it, you need a shock to your system. That's what 10x, 100x does. It breaks the loop by pushing your nervous system into focus, creating urgency, demanding better inputs. Once you taste momentum, you'll never want to go back. 10x. Thinking isn't about working 10x harder. This part is important. X isn't about doing more of the same thing. It's not about working 18 hours a day doing low-leverage work. X is about working smarter, not just harder, finding leverage, systems, people, platforms, thinking in terms of scale. Let's say you're selling handmade soap. X, person, makes and sells 10 soaps. Week. 10x thinker, builds a brand, hires a team, and sets up e-commerce. 100x actor, launches a TikTok channel, builds a community, and partners with influencers to sell 10,000 soaps month. The 10x mindset is not about more effort. It's about multiplying impact. The hidden power of speed. Most people overestimate what they can do in a year, but underestimate what they can do in 7 days with insane focus. Want to stand out? Want to grow faster than the competition? Then execute like your life depends on it. Speed builds momentum. Momentum builds belief. Belief creates results. Imagine if you posted 30 high-value pieces of content in the next 7 days, or talked to 100 customers this week, or made 20 offers to clients today. Your life would shift fast. The world doesn't reward people who have potential. It rewards people who move. Real life, 10x, 100x. Examples. Let's look at some modern billionaires who embody this mindset. Elon Musk didn't just want to build a car company. He wanted to revolutionize energy and transportation. At Tesla, he once slept on the factory floor for months to speed up production. That's 10x vision and 100x action. Alex Hormozi built and sold a gym launch business, then turned his learnings into a company that scaled to 100 men plus. He didn't start with a tiny ebook or a slow funnel. He went big on brand, content, and systems. Iman Gaji built a personal brand in his early 20s. Instead of playing it small, he launched agencies, courses, and community products, all with speed and intensity. He moved like someone twice his age. That's 100x energy. How you can apply 10x, 100x. Starting today. No, you don't need millions or a huge team. You just need to upgrade your questions and intensity. Try this exercise. Step 1. Write down your current goal. Step 2. Multiply it by 10. Step 3. Ask what would need to be true to make this happen in half the time. Step 4. List 10 bold, uncomfortable actions that match the new goal. Step 5. Take one massive action today, not tomorrow, now. Also, set unrealistic deadlines. Speed forces decisions. Build feedback loops. Take action. Get data. Improve. Repeat. Create accountability. Tell someone what you're doing. Track momentum, not perfection. The more uncomfortable the action, the faster the result. Final word. You're one bold. Move away. Here's the thing. The line between average and amazing is one bold decision. 110x idea followed by 100x execution. Most people will read this chapter, nod their heads, and do nothing. But a few, you, will feel something ignite. You'll look at your current life and say, this is too small. This is not my final form. I'm done playing safe. And then you'll move. Hard, fast, unapologetically. That's the billionaire mindset. It's not about suits, Lamborghinis, or Twitter quotes. It's about turning big visions into real-world domination. So think 10x, act 100x. You'll be shocked how fast your life starts to look like magic. Chapter 3. Build systems, not stress. Working hard is important, but working smart with systems is what creates real wealth. Unknown. When I say build systems, not stress, I'm not just throwing around a catchy phrase. This is the foundation of how billionaires multiply their time, energy, and results without burning out. You see, the majority of people are trapped in what I call the time for money hamster wheel. They think success comes from working longer hours, hustling harder, or grinding non-stop. But that's a slow, exhausting path that leads to burnout and limited growth. Billionaires don't chase time, they chase leverage. Why time is money is dead wrong. Most people believe this old saying, time is money. On the surface, it sounds logical. You spend an hour working, you get paid. But if that was true, your income would always be capped by your available hours. Imagine this. You work 8 hours a day. You earn 50 euros hour. Max income. You curve 400 day. No matter how hard you hustle, you can't break the ceiling because you only have 24 hours a day. Billionaires think differently. They know time is limited, but leverage is unlimited. When you build leverage through systems, automation, teams, or digital assets, your income stops being limited by your hours. What is leverage? Leverage is simply getting more output from less input. For example, a factory uses machines to produce 1,000 shoes an hour, while one person can only make 10 shoes day by hand. An online course can sell to thousands of students simultaneously, whereas a tutor can only teach one at a time. Leverage can come in many forms. People, hiring employees, or outsourcing tasks. Technology, automating repetitive work. Capital, investing money to make money. Media, creating content that continuously attracts customers. The system. Mindset. A system is a repeatable process that consistently delivers results. Here's the key difference between working hard and working smart. Hard work. You do everything yourself. Smart work. You build a system that runs itself. Think about the classic example. You sell handcrafted mugs. Working hard means making each mug yourself, one by one. Building a system means hiring helpers, automating marketing with ads, using an e-commerce store, and maybe even outsourcing packaging. A system lets you scale. It frees up your time to focus on bigger ideas instead of daily tasks. Why systems are your true asset? Let me be clear, systems are the backbone of every successful business. Without systems, you rely on your own energy and time. If you get sick or take a break, the whole business stalls. With systems, you create an asset that works 24/7. Marketing funnels running while you sleep. Sales teams closing deals while you focus on strategy. Automated email sequences nurturing leads on autopilot. That's why billionaires build systems that can run without them for weeks or months. The danger of micromanagement. One of the biggest traps new entrepreneurs fall into is micromanagement. They want to do everything themselves because they believe no one can do it better. The truth is, if you don't delegate and build systems, you're building a job, not a business. A job pays you only if you show up. A business with good systems pays you even when you're on vacation. How to start building systems. Today, building systems doesn't mean you have to be an expert or hire an army overnight. You can start small and grow organically. Here's a simple framework to begin. Step 1. Identify repetitive tasks. Write down all the daily, weekly, and monthly tasks in your business or work. Examples: responding to customer emails, posting social media content, managing invoices, following up on leads. Step 2. Automate or delegate. Ask yourself, can I automate this task? Use tools like email, autoresponders, scheduling software, CRMs. Can I delegate this? Hire a virtual assistant or freelancer. Automation and delegation free your time and reduce stress. Step 3. Document the process. Create simple step-by-step instructions or checklists. This documentation ensures tasks get done consistently and can be handed off to anyone. Step 4. Measure and improve. Track how well your systems work. Is your email automation converting leads? Are social media posts generating engagement? Refine your systems based on results. Case study: from solo hustler to system builder meet. Sarah. Sarah was a freelance graphic designer working 12+ hours a day. She was exhausted, stuck, and barely making ends meet. Then she decided to build systems. She created templated design packages, automated client onboarding with an email sequence, hired a part-time assistant to handle emails and scheduling, used project management software to track tasks. Within 6 months, Sarah doubled her income without working extra hours. She had more free time, less stress, and a scalable business model. Leverage your time with the 80-20 rule. The Pareto principle states 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. To build effective systems, focus on the 20% high impact tasks. Ask, which tasks create the most revenue or growth? Which ones can I delegate or automate? Stop wasting time on low-value busy work. Use technology to scale. Faster, the internet and software tools have democratized leverage. Some of the most powerful tech systems you can use include customer relationship management, CRM. Tools like HubSpot or Zoho to automate sales pipelines. Email marketing platforms like MailChimp or ConvertKit to nurture prospects automatically. Project management tools like Trello, Asana, or Notion to coordinate teams and workflows. Social media schedulers like Buffer or Hootsuite to plan content in advance. E-commerce platforms like Shopify or WooCommerce for online stores. These tools work 24/7 to keep your business moving forward, even if you sleep or take a day off. 10. Systems build a resilience. When you rely on your own time, unexpected events can derail your progress. Illness, family emergencies, burnout, market shifts. Systems protect you from these shocks because they are repeatable and independent of your presence. The business doesn't stop when you do. Build a team to multiply your leverage. Eventually, systems require people to run. Billionaires build teams that handle specialized tasks so they can focus on vision and strategy. If you want to think like a billionaire, learn how to hire the right people. Learn how to train and empower them. Create clear roles and responsibilities. Build a culture of accountability and trust. Delegation is the ultimate power move. The mindset shift from doer to leader. The biggest shift is psychological. Must move from doing everything yourself to leading a team and managing systems. This requires trust, patience, and clear communication. You will make mistakes. That's normal. But the faster you embrace leadership, the faster your wealth multiplies. Real-world example. Jeff Bezos and Amazon. Jeff Bezos didn't build Amazon by packing boxes himself. He built systems. Warehouse automation with robots. Customer service teams. Algorithms recommending products. Cloud infrastructure powering AWS. Amazon's success isn't because Bezos worked harder. It's because he built a company that works harder than any individual. Systems are freedom at the core. Building systems isn't just about money, it's about freedom. Freedom to spend time with family, travel the world, learn new skills, focus on creative projects, rest without guilt. Without systems, you're a slave to your own hustle. Common mistakes to avoid. Trying to build perfect systems from day one. Start simple, improve as you go, not documenting processes. If it's not written down, it's not a system. Holding on to control, you must delegate and trust, ignoring data, measure results and optimize. Neglecting mindset, systems need discipline and consistency. Your action plan for this chapter. Here's how to put it all into motion. List your top 5 repetitive tasks this week. Choose 2 to automate or delegate immediately. Write step-by-step instructions for these tasks. Pick one tool to implement automation this week. Commit to reviewing your systems every month. Start thinking about when and who you can hire or partner with. Chapter 4. Own the game. Don't compete. Create your own category. Chris Brogan. Have you ever felt stuck in a crowded market, fighting for scraps, wondering why no matter how hard you hustle, you seem to be just one among 100 others, doing the same thing? It's exhausting. The noise is deafening. The pressure to keep up never lets up. But what if I told you that playing their game, the one everyone else is playing, is exactly why most people never break through? If you want to think like a billionaire, you must stop competing on their terms. Instead, you have to own the game by inventing your own rules and dominating a space where you're the leader, not just another player. This chapter unlocks the mindset and strategies that let billionaires shift from being followers in crowded arenas to category creators who set the rules, reap the rewards, and change the game entirely. Why competing is a loser's game. Competition means playing by someone else's rules in a field crowded with rivals. Imagine you open a coffee shop in a town with 10 other coffee shops. You try to offer the same coffee at a slightly lower price or better ambiance. Everyone tries to outdo each other on the same criteria. What happens? Margins shrink. Stress rises. Customers choose based on price or convenience. It's a race to the bottom. This is the red ocean, a metaphor popularized by business strategist W. Chan Kim, where competition is fierce and prospects are limited. If you're always chasing what others do, you'll never lead. You'll always be a follower or a me too. Blue ocean strategy. Own your space. The alternative is to create a blue ocean, a new, uncontested market space where competition is irrelevant because you define the rules. Billionaires are master blue ocean strategists. Instead of fighting over existing customers, they invent new categories, products, or services that create entirely new demand. Think about Apple didn't just build a better phone. It created the smartphone category with the iPhone. Tesla didn't enter the car race. It redefined what a car could be. electric, fast, and high-tech. Oprah didn't compete with traditional talk shows. She created a personal, inspirational media empire. Owning your game means shifting from competing to leading. How to find your unique. Game owning the game requires deep creativity and clarity. Ask yourself, what unique value can I offer that others cannot or do not? What pain points are ignored or poorly solved by existing players? How can I combine my passions, skills, and insights to create something new? What trends or emerging markets can I tap into before others notice? Start with problems, especially those no one else is solving well. The best businesses don't start with what you sell, but who you serve and how you uniquely serve them. Case study: Airbnb's Blue Ocean. In 2008, the hospitality market was dominated by hotels and traditional B&Bs. Competition was fierce, and the business was tightly regulated. Airbnb didn't try to build a better hotel. It created a new category: peer-to-peer home sharing. Affordable, local, unique stays. A platform that connected hosts and travelers directly. Suddenly, Airbnb owned a new game, one with a massive, untapped market. Within a few years, Airbnb disrupted the entire travel industry and became a multi-billion-dollar giant. The power of positioning. To own the game, you must master positioning, how you present yourself and your brand in the minds of your audience. Positioning is not about facts, it's about perception. Steve Jobs famously said, "Marketing is about values." It's a complicated and noisy world, and we're not going to get a chance to get people to remember much about us. No company is, so we have to be really clear about what we want them to know about us. Positioning is about telling a compelling story that sets you apart. Ask, what do I want my audience to feel about me? What is the one idea I want to be known for? How can I tell that story consistently in every interaction? When you position yourself as the only answer to a specific problem, you own that category. Create a signature offer. A signature offer is your unique product or service that encapsulates your game. It's the blue ocean product that no one else can copy easily. This offer should solve a clear, pressing problem, deliver a transformative result, reflect your unique approach and personality. Think about it as your flag in the ground, a declaration of who you are and what you stand for. Own your story. Your story is your greatest asset in owning the game. Billionaires share stories that resonate deeply with their audience, creating emotional connections beyond just features and benefits. Your story shows where you came from, explains your mission, connects emotionally with your audience's dreams and struggles. Storytelling builds trust, loyalty, and authority. Innovate relentlessly. Owning the game means never settling. Even after you create your blue ocean, you must innovate relentlessly to keep your lead. Innovation can be new products or services, better customer experiences, smarter marketing strategies, operational efficiencies. Never get complacent. Disrupt yourself before others disrupt you. Think beyond the product. Billionaires don't just sell products. They sell ecosystems, lifestyles, and movements. Apple sells more than phones. It sells an ecosystem of devices, software, and experiences. Nike sells more than shoes. It sells a lifestyle of performance and motivation. When you own your game, you think big picture. What community can I build around my brand? What mission can I inspire? How can I expand into new verticals? 10. Build barriers to entry. Once you own a game, protect it by building barriers to entry. These could be intellectual property, patents, trademarks, network effects, The more users, the stronger the platform. Brand loyalty and reputation. Exclusive partnerships, strong barriers make it harder for competitors to copy your success. The billionaire mindset. Shift-downing the game requires a fundamental mindset shift. From scarcity to abundance. From competition to creation. From follower to leader. From reacting to proactively shaping the market. This mindset frees you from the trap of comparison and fuels your creativity. Avoiding the "me too" trap. Many entrepreneurs fail because they try to replicate others' success without adding unique value. Being a "me too" is a fast track to mediocrity. Instead, dare to be different. Take risks, experiment, fail fast and learn. Own your game by being the original, not the copy. 3. Actionable steps to own your game. Here's how to start owning your game today. Audit your industry, identify crowded spaces and gaps. Discover your unique angle. What only you can offer. Create a bold positioning statement. We are the only company that. Design your signature offer. Solve a unique problem. Craft your story. Make it authentic and emotionally compelling. Plan your innovation roadmap. What's next after your launch? Identify barriers. What will protect your position? 14. Real-life examples. Richard Branson. Virgin didn't just enter airlines or music. It redefined customer experience and fun in industries seen as dull. Elon Musk. Tesla is not just a car company. It's a vision for sustainable energy. Space exploration. Sarah Blakely. Spanx created a new category in women's shapewear by focusing on comfort and confidence. Final thoughts. Chapter 5. Obsess over problems. If I had an hour to solve a problem, I'd spend 55 minutes thinking about the problem and 5 minutes thinking about solutions. Albert Einstein. Have you ever noticed that billionaires don't chase ideas? They chase problems. They don't wake up asking, "What can I sell today?" Instead, they obsess over pain points, inefficiencies, and frustrations. They study problems deeply, relentlessly, and from every angle. Why? Because problems are the birthplace of opportunities. In this chapter, you'll learn how billionaire thinkers obsess over problems, why this mindset is a game changer, and how you can apply it to transform challenges into breakthrough successes. The problem mindset. Why it matters. Most people avoid problems. They see them as obstacles or bad luck. They want easy fixes or quick wins. But billionaires see problems as gold mines, rich veins of unmet needs, hidden frustrations, and unexplored markets. When you obsess over problems, you see opportunities others overlook, build solutions that truly matter, gain deep empathy for your customers or users, reduce risks by solving real urgent pain points. Simply put, if you want to build something valuable, start by understanding a problem better than anyone else. Problem obsession versus idea obsession. Many entrepreneurs chase ideas, trends, or hot products. This leads to jumping from one shiny object to another, wasting time and money. The billionaire mindset is different. It's not about chasing ideas. It's about chasing problems. Why? Because ideas are just solutions. They're fragile and can be copied. Problems are perennial. They don't go away. If you focus on the problem first, the right ideas will naturally flow. Your solutions will be authentic and effective. How to develop problem obsession. Building problem obsession takes curiosity and discipline. Here are actionable ways to sharpen your problem radar. Listen actively. Talk to your customers, friends, or community. What do they complain about repeatedly? What frustrates them? Observe carefully. Watch behaviors, processes, and industries. Where are the bottlenecks, delays, or inefficiencies? Ask why 5 times. Keep drilling deeper into every complaint or problem to uncover root causes. Journal daily. Write down problems you notice or experience personally. Track patterns over weeks. Study reviews and feedback. Look at online reviews of products or services. What are common pain points? Engage in forums and social media. See what people are struggling with in your target niche. Problem obsession isn't passive, it's active, deliberate, and constant. The power of empathy. Problem obsession requires empathy, the ability to truly understand and feel what others experience. Billionaires don't just identify problems from a distance. They put themselves in the shoes of the person suffering the pain. Empathy allows you to connect emotionally with your customers, design solutions that resonate deeply, communicate your value in a compelling way. Think about it. The best products solve problems so well that people feel relieved and understood. Real-life example: how problems created billions. Consider these famous billionaire success stories where obsessing over problems made all the difference. Elon Musk and SpaceX. Space travel was prohibitively expensive and inefficient. Musk obsessed over the problem of cost and sustainability in rocketry, leading him to innovate reusable rockets that revolutionized the industry. Sarah Blakely and Spanx. She experienced discomfort and dissatisfaction with existing shapewear. By obsessing over this problem, she created a new category of comfortable, effective shapewear that exploded in popularity. Jeff Bezos and Amazon. Bezos identified the problem of limited book access and inefficient shopping. He built an online platform that solved this by providing vast selection, convenience, and fast delivery. In each case, the billionaire did not just create a product. They solved a real problem at a massive scale. Turning your problems into business ideas. Here's a step-by-step framework to transform problems into profitable ideas. Identify a clear, specific problem. The more specific, the better. Validate the problem. Confirm it's a real issue by researching or interviewing people. Brainstorm solutions. Generate multiple ways to solve the problem. Evaluate feasibility and impact. Choose solutions that are practical and create high value. Prototype and test. Build a minimal version and get feedback quickly. Iterate relentlessly. Use feedback to improve until the solution fits perfectly. Avoid the feature overload trap. Sometimes entrepreneurs add too many features to solve every minor problem, making their product confusing or expensive. Billionaires know that less is more. They focus on solving the core problem exceptionally well before expanding. Focus on your primary problem and make the solution simple, intuitive, and effective. Develop a problem radar. Habit to obsess over problems. You need to be alert and curious all the time. Train your mind to scan daily life and business with problem radar. Ask, what's annoying me right now? What's slowing down this process? What do I wish existed that doesn't? What's a common complaint in this industry? The more you practice, the more problems you'll spot, and the more opportunities you will uncover. Problem obsession. In Leadership Billionaire, leaders obsess over problems within their organizations too. They don't just delegate or ignore issues. They dive into problems in product, customer service, operations, and culture to fix root causes. This attitude fosters continuous improvement and innovation. Embrace failure as feedback. Obsessing over problems means experimenting with solutions. And that means sometimes failing. Billionaires see failure as valuable feedback, not a verdict. Each failure reveals more about the problem and how to solve it better. Avoid getting stuck on problems. While obsessing over problems is powerful, avoid paralysis by analysis. Set deadlines for problem research. Know when to switch from studying the problem to taking action. Balance deep understanding with decisive execution. Meh. Problem solving is a team sport. Great billionaires build teams that also obsess over problems. Create a culture where everyone looks for pain points and shares ideas to solve them. Diverse perspectives uncover hidden problems and spark creative solutions. Use data to validate problems. Don't rely solely on anecdotes. Use data analytics, surveys, or market research to confirm problem size and urgency. This reduces risk and sharpens your focus. The psychological benefit of problem obsession. Being obsessed with solving problems creates a powerful internal drive. It turns your work into a mission, gives you purpose, and energizes you through challenges. AGS. Action. Steps to build. Problem obsession. Spend 30 minutes daily noting problems around you. Interview 5 people weekly about their frustrations. Analyze competitor weaknesses and customer complaints. Create a problem journal to track insights. Set weekly goals for problem research and solution brainstorming. The bigger picture, problems drive. Progress, every major advancement in history started by obsessing over a problem. Medicine advanced by solving diseases. Technology evolved by fixing inefficiencies. Business grew by eliminating frustrations. By obsessing over problems, you place yourself in the driver's seat of progress. Chapter 6. Build before you need. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Chinese proverb. Have you ever noticed how billionaires always seem prepared for opportunities and crises long before they hit? How they stay calm and confident while others scramble and panic. It's not luck. It's a mindset. A discipline of building before you need. This chapter is about embracing long-term thinking, planning ahead, and preparing quietly so when the moment of opportunity arrives, you are ready to take massive advantage, without hesitation or delay. Why build before you need is a billionaire. Secret: most people react to problems or opportunities after they arise. They hustle hard only when there's pressure or urgency. This creates stress, missed chances, and patchwork results. Billionaires don't wait for emergencies or external triggers. They anticipate, prepare, and build resources, skills, and systems in advance. By building before they need, they create momentum that compounds over time. Avoid costly, last-minute scrambles and mistakes. Gain strategic flexibility and freedom. Unlock opportunities that others miss because they aren't prepared. Think of it like this. A firefighter who shows up early to prepare equipment and plan is far more effective when the fire starts than one who arrives after flames have engulfed everything. Long-term thinking versus short-term hustle. The modern world glorifies grind culture. Non-stop hustle, rapid shortcuts, and overnight success stories. But the billionaire mindset understands the power of patience and foresight. Long-term thinking means prioritizing consistent progress over flashy bursts, investing in your skills, networks, and assets that grow over years. Understanding that compounding happens not just in finance, but also in habits, relationships, and knowledge. Short-term hustle is reactive and often unsustainable. Long-term, builders play a different game, one where slow, steady effort wins the race. The compound effect, how small actions build big results. One of the most powerful reasons to build before you need is the compound effect. Small, consistent efforts accumulate over time to create exponential growth. For example, Reading 10 pages daily leads to finishing dozens of books yearly. Transforming your knowledge and mindset. Saving or investing a small amount monthly can build wealth that outpaces one-time windfalls. Building relationships steadily creates a powerful network that opens doors decades later. Billionaires exploit the compound effect by starting early and never stopping. Preparing skills in advance. Imagine a world where a new opportunity emerges in your industry. How would you react? If you wait to learn skills after the opportunity arises, you're already behind. Billionaires prepare by constantly upgrading their skills, even when they don't immediately need them. Some ways to build skills ahead. Take courses or certifications related to future trends. Practice and deepen core competencies regularly. Learn soft skills like communication, leadership, and negotiation. These always pay off. Follow industry shifts and emerging technologies to anticipate future needs. This preparation builds confidence and agility, making you ready to seize new opportunities immediately. Financial preparedness. Build buffers before crisis hits. Financially, billionaires are disciplined about building reserves and diversifying income streams before any crisis. Why? Because money is freedom. Having a buffer allows you to take calculated risks without fear, invest in opportunities without scrambling for funds, maintain stability during market downturns or emergencies. Practical steps to build financial preparedness. Save a percentage of every income source consistently. Avoid debt traps and maintain good credit. Build multiple income streams, even small ones. Invest in assets that appreciate or generate passive income. When disaster strikes or a rare chance appears, financial buffers let you move fast and strong. Building relationships before you need them. Opportunities often come through people, not ads or luck. Billionaires invest in building relationships before they need favors or partnerships. Why? Because authentic relationships take time and trust. If you only connect when you want something, people sense it and may not respond. How to build before you need. Network genuinely. Focus on learning about others, sharing value, and building rapport. Maintain regular contact. Send helpful resources. Congratulate milestones or check in occasionally. Build a diverse network, mentors, peers, industry experts, and even critics. Practice generosity. Help others without expecting immediate returns. When the time comes to launch a product, raise capital, or pivot, you'll have a supportive network ready to back you. Systems and processes. Build the machine before you need it behind. Every successful billionaire is a well-oiled machine. Efficient systems and processes that keep things running smoothly. The key, building these systems before chaos hits. Whether it's your business workflow, financial tracking, or personal productivity routines, preparing systems allows you to scale quickly without reinventing the wheel. Handle increased complexity with less stress. Maintain quality and consistency under pressure. Examples of early system building. Automate repetitive tasks with software. Develop checklists and templates for frequent operations. Delegate and train team members in advance. Create financial and data dashboards for quick insight. Systems are the hidden infrastructure behind big successes. The mindset shift. From urgency to preparedness, the hardest part about building before you need is changing your mindset. It's natural to want quick results and immediate rewards. Building for the future requires patience, discipline, and delayed gratification. To cultivate this mindset, visualize your future success and what you need today to get there. Celebrate small wins as progress toward long-term goals. Accept that discomfort and boredom in preparation lead to freedom later. Surround yourself with long-term thinkers who inspire you. Regularly review and adjust your plan based on new insights. This shift from reactive hustle to proactive preparation separates average from extraordinary. Real-life examples of building before you need. Let's look at how famous billionaires exemplify this principle. Warren Buffett built wealth by investing steadily for decades, preparing for market crashes rather than chasing trends. Bill Gates learned programming long before the PC revolution, enabling him to lead Microsoft's dominance. Oprah Winfrey cultivated media skills and networks long before launching her iconic TV career. Reed Hastings invested time and resources developing streaming technology before Netflix became a household name. Their success wasn't an accident. It was decades of intentional building. How to start building before you need today. Here's a practical plan to start applying this mindset immediately. Identify key areas in your life or business where you anticipate future challenges or opportunities. Set specific goals for preparation, skills to learn, savings to build, people to connect with. Break these goals into daily and weekly habits. Small, manageable steps compound into big results. Track your progress with journals or apps to stay accountable. Review and adapt quarterly to ensure you're aligned with evolving circumstances. Remember, the best time to build is now, before urgency forces you into reactive mode. Correct. Overcoming common barriers building before you. Need isn't always easy. Common challenges include procrastination. The future feels distant, so motivation wanes. Combat this by connecting daily tasks to your big vision. Lack of clarity. Uncertain what to build. Solve by researching, asking mentors, or experimenting. Distractions. Modern life is full of noise. Create focused routines and minimize interruptions. Impatience. You want fast results. Remind yourself that slow, steady work compounds into breakthroughs. Acknowledging and planning for these barriers makes your journey smoother. The role of habits in building before. You need habits are the backbone of preparation. Billionaires create daily routines that build skills, relationships, finances, and systems without requiring constant willpower. Examples: morning routines that include reading or exercise, weekly networking or outreach sessions, monthly financial reviews, quarterly skills, assessments, and training plans. Investing in strong habits is like planting seeds that grow into towering trees. Preparing mentally and emotionally. Building before you need isn't just physical or tactical. It requires mental and emotional resilience. Long-term thinking demands patience to withstand slow progress, confidence in your vision despite uncertainty, adaptability to pivot as situations change, self-discipline to maintain focus daily. Practice mindfulness, meditation, or journaling to build this inner strength. Using technology to build ahead. Leverage modern tools to build systems and networks efficiently. Use project management apps like Trello or Asana to organize preparation tasks. Automate social media and email outreach with scheduling tools. Track finances and investments with apps like Mint or Personal Capital. Learn new skills with platforms like Coursera, Udemy, or LinkedIn Learning. Smart use of technology accelerates your preparation process. Chapter 7. Master Emotional Control. You can't control what happens to you, but you can control your attitude toward what happens to you. And in that, you will be mastering change rather than allowing it to master you. Brian Tracy. Have you ever made a decision in the heat of the moment only to regret it later? Or felt paralyzed by fear or anxiety when opportunity knocked? If so, you're not alone. Emotional reactivity is one of the biggest obstacles between where most people are and where billionaires are. In fact, mastering emotional control is one of the most underrated skills in building extraordinary success. Billionaires know this truth intimately. Your feelings are not facts. You can't let temporary emotions dictate long-term results. In this chapter, you will learn exactly how to master your emotional world, build mental discipline, and turn emotional intelligence into your secret weapon. This is not just about staying calm. It's about harnessing your emotions to make smarter decisions, build resilience, and maintain clarity under pressure. 1. Why emotional control is a billionaire superpower: money, influence, and status don't guarantee happiness or peace of mind. In fact, many people with great wealth suffer from stress, anxiety, and impulsiveness. What separates billionaires is their ability to regulate emotions and make decisions based on rational thinking, not emotional impulses. Why is this so critical? Better decision-making. Emotions like fear, greed, or frustration can cloud judgment and lead to costly mistakes. Emotional control helps you pause, assess, and choose wisely. Resilience in adversity. Business and life throw curveballs. Managing emotional responses prevents burnout and despair during tough times. Relationship mastery. Controlling your reactions improves communication and builds trust, essential in personal and professional connections. Sustained motivation. Emotional discipline fuels persistence, even when motivation dips or challenges arise. In short, emotional control is the foundation of mental discipline, the hidden weapon ultra-rich people wield to stay on top. 2. Understanding emotions. Your inner GPS emotions are often misunderstood as irrational enemies to be suppressed. But emotions are actually valuable signals. Your inner GPS guiding you toward what matters. The key is not to eliminate emotions, but to recognize, interpret, and respond to them intelligently. For example, fear warns of potential danger, but can also highlight areas for growth if managed correctly. Anger can signal injustice or boundaries being crossed, offering a chance to assert yourself constructively. Excitement shows opportunity and motivation, but can also cause impulsive leaps if unchecked. Learning to listen to your emotions without being hijacked by them is a skill billionaires develop over years. 3. The science behind emotional control. Modern neuroscience reveals fascinating insights into how emotional control works. Your brain has two main parts involved in decision-making: the amygdala, the emotional center, quick to react to threats and rewards; the prefrontal cortex, the rational center, responsible for planning, judgment, and impulse control. In moments of stress or excitement, the amygdala can hijack your response, triggering fight, flight, or freeze. The billionaire mindset trains the prefrontal cortex to step in, slowing reactions, evaluating options, and choosing the best course. Practicing mindfulness, meditation, or deep breathing exercises strengthens this rational control center. 4. Emotional triggers. Identifying your hot buttons. To master emotional control, you must first know your emotional triggers. Those specific situations, words, or people that provoke intense feelings. Everyone has triggers. Some common examples: criticism or rejection, fear of failure or loss, stressful deadlines or uncertainty, feeling undervalued or disrespected. Recognizing your triggers allows you to prepare and respond more effectively. Try keeping a journal for a week, noting moments when you felt emotionally overwhelmed. What caused it? How did you react? Awareness is the first step toward mastery. 5. Practical tools to control emotions. Here are some proven strategies billionaires use to maintain emotional control daily. A. Pause and breathe. When emotions surge, pause before reacting. Take 3 to 5 deep, slow breaths. This simple act calms your nervous system, helping you respond rather than react. B. Cognitive reframing challenge. Negative thoughts or assumptions that fuel emotions. Ask yourself, is this thought 100% true? What's another way to look at this situation? What can I learn from this challenge? This shifts your mindset from victimhood to empowerment. C. Visualization. Visualize yourself responding calmly and confidently in triggering situations. Mental rehearsal builds new neural pathways for better emotional habits. D. Grounding techniques. Use grounding exercises like focusing on your senses, touch, sight, sound, to bring your attention to the present and reduce emotional overwhelm. 6. Building mental toughness. Through emotional control, mental toughness is often misunderstood as brute force willpower. True mental toughness includes emotional agility, the ability to adapt your emotions to support your goals. When you control your emotional state, you can bounce back quickly from setbacks, stay focused despite distractions, maintain confidence when others doubt, manage stress to avoid burnout. Billionaires use techniques like journaling to process emotions, physical exercise to release tension, and setting clear boundaries to protect mental energy. 7. The role of emotional intelligence, EQ. Emotional intelligence is a vital component of emotional control. It involves self-awareness, recognizing your own emotions, self-regulation, managing impulses and moods, empathy, understanding others' feelings, social skills, navigating relationships effectively. Research shows EQ is a stronger predictor of success than IQ. Billionaires excel at EQ, enabling them to negotiate better, inspire teams, and build lasting partnerships. You can improve EQ by practicing active listening, observing body language, and seeking feedback. 8. Avoiding emotional decision traps. We all face moments when emotions cloud judgment. Some common traps: impulsive decisions, acting on excitement, or anger without thinking it through, fear paralysis, letting anxiety stop you from taking action, overconfidence bias, ignoring risks due to inflated emotions, emotional exhaustion, decision fatigue caused by constant stress. To avoid these, create systems such as waiting 24 hours before making major decisions, consulting trusted advisors for objective perspectives, breaking big choices into smaller, manageable steps, prioritizing self-care to maintain mental clarity. 9. Developing emotional resilience. Emotional resilience is your ability to recover quickly from emotional setbacks. Steps to build resilience. Accept emotions rather than suppressing them. Feel deeply, but don't be controlled. Practice gratitude. Focus on positives, even in hardship. Learn from failures. See setbacks as growth opportunities. Maintain social support. Cultivate relationships that offer encouragement and perspective. Resilience transforms emotional challenges into fuel for growth. 10. How emotional control builds confidence and influence. When you master your emotions, you gain a magnetic confidence that attracts others. People trust and follow those who remain calm under pressure. This builds influence. An essential asset for billionaires. Confident emotional control. Inspires teams to perform at their best. Creates calm in chaotic situations. Builds credibility with partners and investors. Strengthens personal relationships through steady presence. Your emotional state sets the tone for your entire environment. 11. Daily practices to strengthen emotional control. Consistency is key to mastery. Here are daily habits billionaires use. Morning mindfulness. 5 to 10 minutes of meditation or deep breathing. Emotional check-ins. Pause midday to assess how you feel and reset if needed. Journaling. Reflect on emotional experiences and lessons learned. Physical movement. Exercise releases mood-boosting endorphins. Intentional breaks. Step away from screens and work to refresh mental energy. Incorporate these into your routine for lasting change. 12. The bigger picture. Emotional control. As a lifestyle mastering, emotional control isn't a one-time effort. It's a lifelong lifestyle. Billionaires continually refine their emotional habits because the world constantly changes, markets shift, relationships evolve, and new stresses emerge. Adopting this mindset means committing to continuous self-awareness, learning, and adaptation. It means owning your emotional world instead of letting it own you. 13. Real-life stories of emotional mastery. Consider Elon Musk, who famously endured criticism, setbacks, and near bankruptcy with Tesla and SpaceX, but maintained focus and calm under immense pressure. Or Oprah Winfrey, who overcame a difficult childhood and emotional trauma, yet used emotional control to build empathy, influence, and resilience. Their stories remind us that emotional control is not innate, but cultivated through intention and practice. Chapter 9. Money buys freedom. Not flex. Have you ever noticed how some people flaunt expensive cars, designer clothes, and luxury lifestyles, yet they constantly worry about money? Meanwhile, some quiet, seemingly ordinary individuals live a life of freedom, choice, and peace. What's the real difference between those who flex wealth and those who build lasting financial freedom? This chapter will break down the fundamentals of true wealth and why money's ultimate purpose is freedom, not showing off. By understanding this, you'll gain clarity on how to think about money like billionaires do, so you can not only earn it, but also keep it and use it to create a life you truly want. The trap of flexing social media and popular culture glorify flashy spending, expensive cars, luxury watches, lavish vacations. These images have come to define what wealth looks like to many people. But here's the problem. Flexing is often a disguise. People who live to show off are frequently living paycheck to paycheck, drowning in debt, or addicted to the validation from others. They confuse appearance with actual financial security. Billionaires know this well. They understand that wealth is invisible, not about what you show, but what you grow, protect, and multiply quietly. Money as a tool for freedom. True wealth is about freedom. The freedom to choose how you spend your time, pursue passions without money anxiety, make decisions without pressure or fear, support causes and people you care about. Money is a tool to buy you options, not just possessions. When you view money this way, your entire approach to earning, spending, and saving shifts. The difference between income and wealth. Most people confuse income with wealth. Just because you earn a high salary doesn't mean you're wealthy. Income is what you make. Wealth is what you keep and grow. Billionaires focus intensely on building wealth, assets that produce income, grow in value, and provide security. Some examples: owning rental properties that pay monthly cash flow, investments in stocks, bonds, or businesses that generate passive income, intellectual property that earns royalties. Understanding this distinction helps you break free from the paycheck-to-paycheck mindset. 4. The foundation. Financial literacy. Before you can build wealth or buy freedom, you must master the basics of financial literacy. Key principles include budgeting, knowing exactly how much money flows in and out each month; saving, building an emergency fund that covers 3 to 6 months of expenses; debt management, avoiding high-interest debt and paying off existing debts quickly; investing, learning how to grow money safely over time through diversified investments; The billionaire mindset approaches money as a science and art, a skill to be learned and refined continuously. 5. The power of compound. Interest, one of the greatest secrets billionaires use, is compound interest, letting money work for you over time. Here's the magic. The earlier you start saving and investing, the more time your money has to grow exponentially. Even small amounts invested regularly can snowball into significant wealth. This is why patience and consistency beat short-term quick fixes or risky get-rich-fast schemes. Spending with purpose. Every dollar you spend is a vote for the kind of life you want. Billionaires spend intentionally. They ask, does this purchase align with my long-term goals? Will it add value to my life or work? Is it a necessary expense or just a fleeting desire? This doesn't mean living a life of deprivation. It means choosing experiences and purchases that bring lasting happiness and freedom instead of momentary status. 7. Avoiding lifestyle. Inflation. Lifestyle inflation is a silent wealth killer. As income increases, many people increase their spending proportionally, leaving them stuck without saving or investing more. Billionaires resist this trap. They maintain or modestly increase their lifestyle while aggressively growing their wealth. This mindset difference allows them to build real financial security instead of chasing ever-increasing expenses. Building multiple streams of income. Relying on one source of income is risky. Billionaires diversify their income streams to protect against job loss or market downturns. Accelerate wealth building through different channels. Create passive income that earns, even when they're not actively working. Examples include side businesses, dividends, rental income, royalties, and digital products. Building multiple streams requires creativity and effort, but is essential for long-term freedom. The importance of financial discipline. Discipline is the bridge between goals and achievement. Without discipline, even the highest income won't lead to wealth. Discipline means sticking to a budget and investment plan, saying no to impulsive spending, keeping emotions out of financial decisions, continuously educating yourself about money. Billionaires develop strong habits and systems that automate discipline, making it easier to stay on track. 10. Why saving alone isn't enough? Saving is critical but insufficient for wealth creation. With inflation and rising costs, money sitting idle loses value over time. Investing wisely is essential to outpace inflation and grow your money. This involves understanding risk, diversification, and aligning investments with your goals and time horizon. 11. The role of mindset in money management. Money habits are deeply connected to your mindset. Many people grow up with limiting beliefs about money, that it's scarce, evil, or only for others. Billionaires reprogram their thinking to see money as a tool for impact and legacy, a means to freedom and choice, a resource to create value for themselves and others. Changing your money mindset is a critical step toward building wealth. 12. Protecting your wealth. Risk management. Wealth isn't just about making money. It's about protecting it. Billionaires understand the importance of insurance, health, property, life, legal structures to protect assets, diversification to reduce investment risk, avoiding scams and high-risk schemes. Protecting your wealth ensures your freedom lasts and can be passed down. 13. The freedom formula. Work versus passive income. True financial freedom comes when your passive income covers your living expenses. Work income is active. You trade time for money. Passive income comes from investments or businesses that run without your daily involvement. Billionaires build and scale passive income streams to create true freedom. Money and happiness. The balance. Money can buy comfort and freedom, but it doesn't guarantee happiness. Studies show that beyond a certain point, more money doesn't increase happiness significantly. Billionaires tend to focus on purpose, relationships, and contribution alongside financial goals. Remember, money is a tool to create a meaningful life, not the meaning itself. Building your financial freedom. Plan to apply these lessons. Create your personalized plan. Assess your current financial situation. Honestly, set clear, measurable goals, short-term and long-term. Develop a budget that prioritizes saving and investing. Identify opportunities for additional income streams. Educate yourself regularly about money management. Build relationships with financial mentors or advisors. Commit to regular review and adjustment to stay on track. 16. The billionaire habit. Long-term thinking. Billionaires think in decades, not days. They understand that wealth building is a marathon, not a sprint. Short-term sacrifices today pay off in freedom tomorrow. This long-term mindset allows them to resist temptation and focus on what truly matters. 17. Your next steps. Begin shifting your relationship with money today. Track every expense for a month to increase awareness. Automate savings and investments to build discipline. Read one financial book or listen to a podcast weekly. Network with people who have a healthy money mindset. Visualize your ideal life of financial freedom regularly. Every small step compounds toward massive change. Chapter 10. Legacy over likes. Have you ever found yourself scrolling endlessly on social media, measuring your worth by the number of likes, comments, or shares your posts get? Maybe you've posted something carefully crafted to get attention, only to feel empty or anxious afterward. In a world obsessed with instant validation, it's easy to fall into the trap of chasing applause, the likes, the followers, the superficial approval. But here's the question you must ask yourself. What will remain when the likes disappear? This is the question billionaires ask themselves every single day. Because true wealth isn't just about money. It's about legacy. It's about the impact you leave behind, the values you pass down, and the lives you change beyond your own. This chapter will guide you on a profound journey from superficial validation to meaningful, lasting impact, teaching you how to think beyond the present moment, beyond fleeting applause, and toward building a legacy that echoes through generations. The illusion of instant gratification. Today's culture feeds us a constant stream of instant gratification. Social media platforms are engineered to trigger dopamine hits every time we receive likes, comments, or notifications. This creates a cycle. You post something, you wait anxiously for approval, you feel temporary validation. Then the feeling fades, and you crave more. This cycle can become addictive, distracting you from pursuing real goals. The billionaire mindset rejects this illusion. Instead, it embraces delayed gratification, understanding that the most valuable rewards come from patience, hard work, and long-term vision. Legacy. What does it really mean? Legacy is more than just money left to heirs. It's about the lasting impact of your life's work, your character, and your influence. Think about some of history's greatest leaders, entrepreneurs, or philanthropists. Steve Jobs transformed technology and communication forever. Oprah Winfrey changed the media landscape and empowered millions. Warren Buffett's principles of investment continue to influence generations. Their legacy is in the value they created for others, not in fleeting fame or applause. Thinking in generations, billionaires don't think only about their lifetime. They think 3, 4, or even 5 generations ahead. This long-term thinking influences every decision they make. How will this investment impact my children and grandchildren? What values do I want to pass on? How can I create systems that endure? Beyond me, this generational mindset creates humility and responsibility, shifting focus from self to family, community, and society. From ego to impact, chasing likes is often driven by ego, the need for external validation. Billionaires learn to silence the ego and focus on creating real impact instead. Ask yourself, is this action adding real value or just feeding my ego? Am I building something that will outlast me? How can I serve others with what I have? Shifting from ego to impact transforms your purpose and motivation. The power of storytelling legacy is built through stories. Stories that inspire, teach, and guide future generations. Billionaires are master storytellers, consciously shaping narratives around their vision and values. Your personal story, your struggles, lessons, and successes becomes a beacon for others. Start documenting your journey, not just for fame, but to leave behind a blueprint that others can learn from. Building systems, not just wealth. Money can come and go, but systems can endure. Billionaires focus on building robust systems in business, philanthropy, family governance, and investments that function beyond their personal involvement. Examples include trusts and foundations for charitable giving, family offices that manage wealth and teach financial literacy, businesses with strong leadership, succession plans. These systems multiply impact and protect your legacy. Teaching and empowering others' legacies is also about empowering others to rise and succeed. Billionaires invest in education, mentorship, and community development. They understand that their success multiplies when others around them succeed too. How can you empower those in your circle? Can you share knowledge, mentor, or provide opportunities? The role of values and ethics legacy without strong values is fragile. Billionaires anchor their legacy in integrity, generosity, resilience, and humility. They realize that wealth without ethics is a hollow achievement that can harm reputation and relationships. Define your core values clearly and let them guide your decisions and actions. The courage to make difficult decisions. Building a legacy requires courage to make decisions that may be unpopular or challenging in the short term, but benefit the long term. It may mean saying no to quick wins that compromise your principles, investing time and resources in long-term projects without immediate payoff, standing firm in your vision despite criticism. This courage separates true leaders from followers. Leaving a philanthropic footprint. Many billionaires dedicate significant resources to philanthropy, aiming to solve big societal problems and create lasting change. Legacy includes giving back, not just money, but time, expertise, and influence. Find causes you are passionate about and think about how your resources can create ripple effects that improve lives. Documenting your legacy. A tangible way to build legacy is by documenting it. Write memoirs, journals, or blogs. Create family mission statements. Record lessons learned and values to pass down. This documentation becomes a guidebook for future generations and a record of your journey. Avoiding the trap of comparison. In the age of social media, comparing your journey with others is easy, but toxic. Billionaires focus inward, measuring success by their own standards and impact, not by external applause. You must learn to tune out noise and stay true to your unique path. Legacy in action. Real-life examples. Consider the legacy actions of iconic billionaires. Bill Gates transformed health worldwide through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Richard Branson builds sustainable businesses that aim to protect the environment. Elon Musk pushes the boundaries of space travel and clean energy for humanity's future. Their legacies combine business success with purpose-driven impact. Practical steps to build your legacy. Today, start with small steps. Clarify what you want your legacy to be. Write it down. Align daily actions with this vision. Mentor or support someone. Invest in long-term projects or causes. Plan how to pass on your values and wealth responsibly. Legacy building is an ongoing process, not a one-time event. Phase. The ultimate reward. While likes fade within hours, legacy lasts lifetimes. The ultimate reward of legacy is meaningful influence, knowing your life mattered beyond your own needs. When you shift from chasing applause to building impact, you unlock a deep, fulfilling sense of purpose that money alone can't buy. Conclusion. In this chapter, you learned why chasing instant approval is a trap and how billionaire thinking goes far beyond that. You explored what legacy really means, how to think across generations, and how to build systems, teach others, and anchor your life in values. Legacy is the bridge between your present and the future. It's how you ensure your story, your impact, and your values outlive you, shaping the world in ways you can't yet imagine. Remember, your legacy is not just what you leave behind. It's what you build today. So ask yourself again, what will remain when the likes disappear? Let that question guide you to build a life and a legacy worth more than applause. One that inspires, empowers, and changes the world for generations to come.